Hello, beautiful people. It's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're back again with another video. This is about Diddy. This is from TMZ. We're gonna read this article together. The title reads: Diddy trial, prosecutors still can't find victim three. Trial may begin without her. All right. So we're gonna read this together, and yeah, I would love your thoughts and your contribution in the comments below. Let's dive right in. All right. So this is from TMZ. This reads, did the trial prosecutors still can't find victim three? Trial may begin without her. Did the federal trial may begin without one of the biggest witnesses for the prosecution because the first still can't get in touch with the woman known as victim three. The third day of jury selection in Diddy's federal case wrapped up just a short time ago, and the prosecution told the judge they still haven't been able to locate this unidentified person or get through to their attorney. Maybe I'm just believing maybe somebody got to her or changed their mind or has disappeared for good. What do you think? So this is the victim three. Okay, no. As we told, the prosecution led by Maureen Comey admitted Monday that victim three does not live near New York City, and try as they might, they are worried about getting her to show up in person. Somebody get to the victim three? Who knows? Even if she's subpoenaed, prosecutors told the court they're not sure she will show up. Diddy's team asked the judge to tell prosecutors they need to share their plan as it pertains to victim three with the defense by the end of this week, and the judge pushed prosecutors to make every effort to contact this woman and her attorney. There won't be anyone in court tomorrow, but both sides will be back at the courthouse Friday, where they will start whittling down the jury pool from 45 to 12 jurors and 6 alternates needed for trial to begin. Do you think somebody got to victim three, or you think victim three changed her mind, or disappeared? Okay. The prosecution has already shared the identity of the first three witnesses they plan to call on Monday and Tuesday. Two witnesses whose testimony will be fairly short on Monday, and one who will take up some on Monday and all of Tuesday. The trials moving forward, whether the trials moving forward, whether the prosecution has all their star witnesses or not. TMZ is covering all development in detail for the length of the trial, and they've got no answers to all the questions or all your questions. But yeah, there is a video about this that we're also gonna check regarding this as well. But I've got questions too. Do you think victim three disappeared for good, or some way or the other they got to her? What do you think? So yeah, there's a video from TMZ which we're gonna check in regards to this as well. Um, we're just gonna play the video to hear what they've got to say regarding this. Let's play it now.
Welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
Okay, here's what's going on with Diddy. So the court actually adjourned early today, and there are 45 prospective jurors. Now, what happens is the next step is that each side gets a certain number where they can just say, we don't want him. And you don't have to give a reason. You just, we don't want him. Each side gets to sort of knock people down for that. That's a really important thing because it requires strategy. Who do you want? What 12 jurors and 6 alternates do you want? And it takes some time.
And both sides will be working, actually, as we speak, have begun working on that.
It was supposed to happen today, But the defense said, look, we need some time. And the judge said, look, we will be dark tomorrow. We won't have
So Thursday,
court
there will
tomorrow.
be nothing going on in court.
On Friday, they're called preemptory challenges. On Friday, they will do that. They will select the jury. And then on Monday, the jury will be officially sworn in and the opening statements will begin.
Right. And the final jurors that they put in the pool today, interesting. It's always interesting to hear I'll say, the excuses that people put forward, hoping that they don't get selected. And then you always wait to see whether the judge goes, okay,
I'm buying it,
I'm not buying it. Some very interesting ones, including Star Wars. Star Wars came into play in court today as one juror said he was just at home. He said he's not working and he's at home watching Star Wars. Actually, he said he's binging, and the judge said, "Binging? What do you mean? what do you mean you're binging?" He said, "Oh, I'm just binging. I'm watching Star Wars." And the judge said, "Okay, you're watching Star Wars. What?" I think the judge thought he meant the movie, and he said, "No, Andor." And then he admitted, he's like, "I'm not working right now. I'm really kind of lazy." I don't know if the judge. That doesn't sound like a good excuse. Do we know if the judge took that one? He kept him in. Yeah, I mean, you're asking to be put on the jury at that point.
I'm kind of lazy. I
don't have a job, so it's not like
I'll do a 4-week trial, but I don't think I can do an 8. It just gets boring.
Yeah, I mean, he was honest at least. There was another prospective juror who admitted, it came up, and clearly the attorneys the defense had seen this on his social media, that he had retweeted something related to Diddy. So the judge asked him about it. He said, do you remember doing this? And he said, no. And he said, no, I don't, because I was doom scrolling. And then the judge said, the hell's doom scrolling? What's doom scrolling? And he said, I was just jumping around on the internet. So the judge is learning some things here about social media.
Well, the judge also, I think this is actually really interesting. So this judge, I was a little surprised at this. I have a feeling he's connecting more with the young people in the jury. This is the judge. Backpack,
Judge Samaria.
Earphones, headphones, and
I'd only seen pictures of him.
tennis shoes.
I'd only seen pictures of him on the bench with his robe on, and he just, I don't know, just seemed older.
But now that you look, it's like he's 45 years old, and the reality is there are a lot of judges who are in their 40s who are on the federal bench.
He just looks like any other commuter.
He does. I mean, tennis shoes and backpacks and all.
Headset on.
This guy's a regular commuter who grew up in the 90s. He's exactly my age. He's probably very influenced by the music of the 90s, which was suffused with Puff Daddy and Bad Boy Records. So undoubtedly, he knows a lot about the defendant in this case, and he's going to bring in some of his own sort of experiences to the trial. I mean, I'm sure he'll be very professional, but that's got to be in the back of his mind. He knows Puff Daddy.
Now,
True. Well, I mean, the judge looked, I'm not gonna say Gen Z-ish, but again, I mean, I think this is even actually suitable for the trial because obviously, this is this this something is coming to mind, but I just don't want to say. But of course, they need people all hands on deck for this because this is premium or nothing. One of those cases that you just have to be careful with who you select and the jurors and all that because it is interesting.
I'm going to get a little personal here that I have a podcast, and one of the things that happened in court is we now have a new listener. That judge.
Yes. Judge Subramanian said that he will be watching and listening to the Two Angry Men podcast.
But not necessarily because he's a fan.
No, he's watching and listening because of something that your co-host, Mark Garagos, said on the last week's episode
of Two Angry Men,
where he referred to the prosecutors, the 6 female prosecutors, as a 6-pack of white women.
That did not sit well. But the prosecution actually sent a letter to the judge and fired it off and said, Garagos is associated with this case. He's been consulting. And how dare he say something like this? And the judge agreed.
Yeah, the judge said, you cannot cross the line like this. And that's when he said, I will be watching. I believe Mark said something like, thanks as long as you subscribe.
The word was kind of wrong, Mark.
Right.
But the judge was essentially, the judge was threatening him with contempt, that if he made a personal comment like that, which the judge said crossed the line, I think the judge was saying prosecution will probably ask for make a contempt motion, and the judge might agree to actually cite Mark.
Just to be clear, the judge was not promoting your podcast.
Well, at least
not
intentionally.
Not intentionally.
Yeah, look, there's an element of this that is very entertaining. It is your podcast, and you speak openly about this case, and so does Mark Garagos. But being called to the principal's office in the middle of a trial and being told, like, I'm going to be listening, it's not exactly an endorsement of the podcast. It's going to make Mark probably a little nervous to be
Well,
talking
that's what
on
I
the
want to
podcast.
see. We haven't done
Yes.
it this week yet. I can't wait to hear what he does this week. Believe me, I have no idea, no control over that.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of you talking this week.
Let me tell you something. I've known this guy for decades.
He's going to push it.
It ain't going to be just me talking.
He's going to push it.
Promise you.
Hi, Nikki NYC. In my personal opinion, I think when it comes down to the all-female prosecution team, I think it's a plus and a negative at the same time. For one, when it comes down to feminism, I feel like if they can successfully prosecute and win this case, it's going to be a plus for them.
Yes.
However, with the predominantly jury that's like all male, but predominantly male, I think it's going to actually backfire with the intentions of men nowadays. And this is just my opinion, where men are just like, okay, you want to be the head of households, you want to be the decision makers. I feel like if there's a predominantly male jury pool, it's going to make it a little bit difficult for them to actually prosecute. This is just my opinion.
Well, it's interesting because we'll see what the composition is, and we should know Friday.
Yeah,
we will
remember,
know.
all the people that we've talked about so far are just in the pool. They are not the actual jurors.
I do want to mention one other quick thing. They can't find witness number 3 still. This
Yes.
is apparently an ex-girlfriend of Diddy's who was one of the alleged victims.
And who is-
Prosecution can't find her.
Right. Her attorney is trying to find her, and her attorney has said that she may not be willing to come and testify anyway. So, we'll
Be
see.
interesting. Okay, we're moving on.
Who got to witness 3? Obviously, somebody got to witness 3, or maybe witness 3 changed her mind. Who knows? Who knows? But again, with the jurors and all that, we've been saying this over and over again. It's kind of like a tricky one. With all women, hmm, some people might. Oh, anyways, it depends. It just depends. It depends actually, because I don't think anybody would want to be okay with this activity or whatever, whether male or female. So I don't think because it is women, then everything should just go that maybe they're going to be hard on the defense or whatever. I don't think they will. I don't think they will, because nobody wants to be put in that position to say, oh, they endorse this or whatever. But let's see how it goes again, because people might change their mind and people might shock you. But still, we've got questions. Witness 3, maybe somebody got to her, she changed her mind, or she disappeared for good, and doesn't want this to be attached to, or doesn't want to do with or deal with this anymore. Who knows? But let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.